Hey everybody, it's Loomer. So, bringing you some more AC4 multiplayer, this time from the final build of the game. You know, no more events, no more conventions, this is the final copy, game's out, so it's a lot of fun. The first matches I played are actually some Game Lab matches that RaininStormwake had made. For those of you who don't know Rainin, most of you probably do, but he has a YouTube channel as well, you should go check it out. I'll put links in the video description for it. So Rainin put together this mode in Game Lab called Hardcore Deathmatch that he wanted to try out. So I joined him and some other people. Some of these people I know, some of them I don't. But they're all really cool and they're all experienced players, it's fair to say. Don't get a great start to the match. As Rainin comes in and kills me. Basically what Hardcore Deathmatch is for those of you who aren't quite familiar with Game Lab, you take an existing mode and then you modify the parameters on it. So Rainin has taken the deathmatch mode and he's changed it so that, I mean there's a bunch of changes, but the most important ones being no whispers, no heartbeats, which makes it kind of crazy, and lookalikes are allowed. And so this makes it really difficult for you to find, or a lot more difficult than usual to find your targets and pursuers. There are some other changes as well. There's a bunch of banned abilities, so banning things like morph. God, I forget all the other ones. Like morph, booby trap, smoke bomb, all these things. Most of us don't have access to these abilities anyway because the game is so early. We haven't unlocked them yet. But I know, like, you can see Glimmer is still in effect. Glimmer is much more powerful than it used to be. The effect is much stronger. It's a lot harder to see. It's a lot harder to see than normal. You can also see some of the HUD elements have been changed too. So there's no indicators if someone runs. Normally, if someone is in high profile, you'll get a lock prompt, and you will get, you know, a blue one for your target and a red one for your pursuer, and it'll trigger a sound as well. So that's been removed. And so has just the standard lock icon, and I'm not sure if you can separate those or not, but it actually makes it really kind of frustrating. That was poor Zorboid. I got him as a contract right in that one group. But there's no lock icon above their heads, so you can still lock onto people with these HUD changes, but like, it's just this white outline. You might see it on this firebrand. It's just a white outline around the edge of them instead. So it makes for a very interesting game mode. We played a bunch of these matches. This is by far the best match that I had. You can already see I have I had a pretty good run there in just the first like 3 minutes of the match. The rest of the match doesn't go quite as well, but it still goes pretty well. And it takes a lot of getting used to. You have to play it pretty differently. My scores would fluctuate pretty wildly. Yeah, I took a 50-50 guess there, and I guessed poorly. I guessed wrong. I could, I won a couple of these matches, and then I lost other ones, and it would just be all over the place. I might take first one match and take last place like the next match. It's just kind of crazy. And it didn't help that Xbox kept kind of like exploding our parties, as you can see. And I would end up killing a lot of civilians because I don't know. It seems like it might just be me. I don't know. Maybe I need more time with it, but it seems like civilian behavior is a lot, or at least somewhat more. Kind of randomish. It's a little harder to tell. They'll move like players a little bit more. So I've seen civilians like jogging. I've seen them just kind of like stopping and standing around. I don't know if these are glitch civilians or what, but like it's they'll walk in ways that are kind of wobbly and more like and more akin to kind of how players walk instead. Oh yeah. See, I think that one was a decoy. And I fall for decoys a lot. Oh my god, Xbox is just like freaking out. Anyway, so like I said, these are yeah, and it's crazy because you'll just die out of nowhere because you don't have any whispers, and so you got to be really careful. And if they're if your target or pursuer is in a blend group, if your pursuer is in a blend group, you're pretty much screwed. If you happen to walk by it. Oh, he's not good. But see, like that mercenary, the way he was walking, it really looked like he was fast walking through that passageway there. I would have thought that was a person, but then he does like the animations that only civilians do. And so, I don't know. Maybe it's just my imagination, but it really seems a lot harder to pick out who the NPCs and who the players are in AC4. So this is we're playing on La Havana, the Deathmatch map. This map is great for Deathmatch. It has one of my favorite features of a Deathmatch map, which is just like, I tried to see if I could get a bench kill here because they're worth so much. But of course Rainin saw me. One of my favorite features in kind of a Deathmatch map is when there's kind of a central location that everyone kind of funnels into, and there's a blend group right in the middle of it. So Fort Wolcott from AC3 is a pretty good example of this, and then also, I never really figured out how to say it, but it's like Hippocrates. Some people would say Hippocrates, which I'm not quite sure is correct, but from Revelations, both had kind of a blend group. Those of you who played the games know what I'm talking about. You can see I'm going for a lot of hidden kills here. This is what really boosts my score a lot. Hiddens are crazy. You know, they're multipliers now, which means you have a really high incentive to try to go for a good approach. A good approach combined with a hidden will get you a lot of points. So in previous games, hidden would just add an extra 200 points to your score. But now if you have an incognito kill, if you built it up to incognito, and in this case, Rainin has the approach meter start at silent, which is at 300. So even just the regular base silent in this mode, if you can double that, instead of being worth 200 extra points, it's worth 300. If you can turn it up to, if you can get your kill up to incognito, you know, you get an extra 400 points for the hidden kill. So that combined with this map, I really go for a lot of hidden kills. And just in general in the game, it's worth it to get to go for the hidden more than in previous games, which is a good change, I think. There's also another change that I kind of mentioned in my Wolfpack video that I think I figured out a little bit more, which is how to get hidden kills out of a blend group. Because normally, in previous games, you'd be able to kind of dart out of the blend group and get your hidden, and you'd retain your hidden bonus for a while. And I was saying in my Wolfpack video, where I did Mission 7 with Tim, Tim Brown, the lead game designer, it seems like it's really kind of erratic a little bit. Sometimes the hidden bonus will disappear as soon as you leave the blend group. It seems to really be tied to kind of your to your actions a little bit. So if you dart out of the blend group, you'll lose it pretty much right away. If you stay in the blend group but then you just walk out of it, like this right here, and you'll notice I've been doing this in most of my hidden kills. If you walk out of it, you'll retain it kind of like normal. So the key to really getting hidden kills out of blend groups is to walk out of the blend group. Fast walk. Don't rush out of them. At least that's what I found so far. So let's see. Minute and a half left. I think this last minute and a half goes pretty poorly for me. I was really hoping to break 10k. I know Rainin broke 10k in one of the hardcore deathmatch games we played. I don't think I get it. Oh, I know I don't get it. I just have really poor luck in getting my target and picking up my pursuers. Yeah, I just walked right into a bunch of kills as well. Rainin had to leave. I think he rejoins the match, but you know, they made a lot of changes. I can go over kind of some more of them in kind of a normal. I have a normal wanted match that I want to put up later this week that I probably will. Civilian killed. They made a lot of really good changes, and it changes a lot of kind of fundamental dynamics to how the game is played, I think, especially with the multipliers. The multipliers are making a bigger difference than I expected. And the fact that there's no chases also is kind of crazy a little bit in modes like Wanted. There are a few... The biggest problem I have with the game right now is the one that Rainin had to leave the match for, which is that every once in a while you get frame rate issues. Luckily I don't have them in this match, but it doesn't seem like something that degrades over time. It's really just like you get the game in a certain state almost, and then once it's in that state, the frames start dropping and it can get really bad. It can really start affecting the gameplay. So Rainin had to leave. He was having too much trouble with it in this match, so he rejoins. I also am not a fan of how the portrait zooms in now instead of highlighting when a player is in proximity. I understand it's probably easier to understand for newer players, but it's a little bit harder to tell at a glance because it changes, for me anyway, because it changes for every character. It takes a little more of my brain processing time to kind of figure out what's going on. Anyway, you can tell it's very different. GameLab has a lot of potential. I think this is Rainin's first pass at the pass at the hardcore deathmatch mode. I had a ton of fun with it. I definitely think it's, like I said, it's just his first pass at it, so there's are a lot of changes that could happen that I think would make it even better. I think a couple forced ability sets would be really nice to kind of force the stealth and level the playing field. I only had my starter sets, so I only had disguise, but people like Nitrous earlier was running around with poison and racking up like massive points and just like dominating the match, and so it would at least help level the playing field a little bit. I think would be cool. Maybe restoring some HUD, banning time phase, since that's also a troll ability in my opinion. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the match. Let me know if you enjoy these GameLab matches if you want to see more. I have more hardcore deathmatch if you want to see, but I'll be putting up normal matches too later. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.